Shakespeare's Macbeth, adapted for small cast by Sam Dowling, directed by Momoko Nagao, produced by Brady Trotter.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the Holly's ball is done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
I come, Grey Markin.
Paddock calls anon. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
Then your majesty, brave Macbeth, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, like Bellower's minion carved out his passage, till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nib to chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements. Then mark further King of Scotland, mark, how the Norwegian lord surveying vantage, with fabulous arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismay not this our Captain Macbeth on Banco.
Yes, as sparrow eagles, or the hare lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were, as cannon overcharged with double clocks. So they doubly double strokes upon the foe, except they meant to base in leaking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the thane of Calder began a dismal conflict, till that Bellower's bridegroom wrapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons. Point against point, rebellious arms against arms, curbing his lavish speed, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
No more the saying of Caldo shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he has lost, noble Macbeth has won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister thou.
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and mounted and mounted and mounted. Give me, quoth I the witch, the lamp-faced Lonian cries. Her husband to Aleppo gone master of the tiger, but in the sea I will see the sail, and like a rat without a tail, I will do, and I will do.
I'll give thee a wind,
Dirt kind,
And I another.
I myself have all other, and the very pots they blow, all the quarters that they know in the shipment cart. I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall leave a man forbid weary 7 nights, 9 times 9. Shall he dwindle peak and pine, though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Here I have a pilot done wrack as homeward he did come.
Show me, show me.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
The weird sisters hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the terms wound up.
So full and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it to forest? What are these? So withered and so white in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are old. Live you, or are you old? That man may question. You seem to understand me by it at once upon her choppy fingers rain, upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beard forbids me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to the Thane of Glamis!
O hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail Macbeth, that shall be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? I the name of truth, are ye fantastical or that indeed, which a worldly show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems what withered. To me you speak not. If you can look upon the seed of time, and say which seed will grow and which will not, speak them to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
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 Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay! You imperfect speakers tell me more. By Shakespeare's death I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? Thane of Cawdor lives a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect to believe, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this lasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth has bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they have stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on the innocent root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king.
and the Thane of Cawdor too went it not so.
To the self-same words and tune, who's here?
The king has happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success, and I am sent to give thee from my royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee. And for an earnest of a great honor he bade from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition hail thee worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in bold robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. For treason's capital have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind but this strength, and oftentimes to win us to our harm. The instruments of darkness tell us truth, win us with honest trifles to betray in deeper consequence.
I thank you, sir. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing, in a truth I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair? and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature. Present fears and less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose mercer yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that function is smoothed in service and nothing is but what is not.
Look how my partners rocked.
If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stare?
New honors come upon him, like our strange garments, cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day. Let us toward the king come.
Is execution done, Calder?
My liege, I have spoken with one who saw him die, who did report that frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him, like the living of it, he died, as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owned, as tore a careless trifle.
There is no art to find mind construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swift wings recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou had less deserved, that proportion both and of thanks and payment might have been mine, only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe, in doing it pay itself. Your Highness' part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of glowing. Noble Banco, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enforce thee, and hold thee my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joy, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, saint, and you, whose places are the nearest known, we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter, the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not unaccomplished invest him only, but sign of nobleness like a star shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not used for you. I will be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Calder,
The Prince of Cumberland, that is a step on which I must fall down, or else all a leap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
This is great news, Macbeth. Glamis thou art, and Calder shall be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of humane kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win, thou'dst have great glamis. That which cries, thus thou must do it, if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do, thou wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thy ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on human thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murthering ministers, wherever in your slightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, Hold! Hold! Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter, thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is like a book, where men may read strange matters to beguile the time. Look like the time bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under't. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear to alter favor ever is to fear, leave all the rest to me.
This castle has pleasant seat. Air nimbly sweetly recommended itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple hunting Macbeth, does approve. By this rock masonry that the heavens bless, smells wingly here, no jetty freeze, but with no coin of vantage. But this bird has made his pendant bed, and procreate and cradle. Where they most breed and hunt, I have observed, the air is delicate.
See our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which still we thanks as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God illness for us your pain, and thanks us for your trouble.
All our service, in every point twice done, and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honours deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them we rest your hermits.
Where is the same Cawdor? We caused him at heels and had purpose to be his purveyor, but he lies well. His great love, sharp as his bow, has hoped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guest tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs incompt to make their audit at your highness' pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to my host. We love him highly and shall continue our grace toward him by your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the conscience and catch with his succeed success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here, but here, upon this bank and school of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice command the intelligence of our poisoned chalice. To our own lips, he's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, the Duncan has borne his faculties so meek has been, so clear in his great office that his virtues, we plead like angels, trumpet tongue against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn babe, striving the blast or heaven's cherubim host upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the holy deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the side of my intent, but only folding ambition, which overleap itself and fall on t'other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Has he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We'll proceed no further in this business. He has honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinion from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest clothes, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would like the poor cat in the attic?
Praise ye peace! I dare do all that does become a man, who dares do more is now.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me, when you durst do it when you were a man, and to be more than what you were you would be so much more than the man? Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both they have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums, and dashed the brains out had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail?
We fail! But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail when Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limebeck, only when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth my children only, for thy and thou metal shall compose nothing but males. Will it not be received, when we have marked with blood these repeat to his own chamber, and used their very daggers, that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death?
I am settled. and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away! And mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart does know.
That was part 1 of Shakespeare's Macbeth for small cast. Macbeth was Yuichiro Negishi. Malcolm was Rin Negishi. The second witch and lord were Yukiko Kanamori. The first witch was Shigeri Sano. Duncan was Toru Okubo. Banquo was Oscar Oga. Lady Macbeth was Mackenzie Runniger. The third witch was Birdie Trotter. Thank you for listening to part 1, and we hope that you'll join us again for part 2 soon.